Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to COPA training. I'm Raghu here. I'm a knowledge partner at FICOnalyst.com. So today I would like to cover SAP business process, basically the business process from the sales forecast data from COPA to SOP module, and I would show the process as well as the demo in SAP. And basically the objectives, and we'll look at the data in COPA plan and also look at the process flow. We'll have a demo, and then the contact details I'll share so that you can get one-on-one training or exclusive specialized training or support from FICOnline.com. So basic objectives of this particular session, small session, is to go over the process from the data flow from COPA module to SOP module and post COPA plan data, and then analyze there, and then the transfer plan quantities from COPA to SOP, and we'll show the demo here. So if you look at the COPA module asset, the module will be receiving the data from different modules, from SD revenues and from COPC standard cost and production, variances, cost center accounting and activity based costing. The overheads will go to COPA, and financial accounting, other costs that you can send it to COPA, and also you can post variances into COPA, and you have the planning data. So planning data also you can post into COPA and have the reporting there. So the process that we are going to see today is that the data from forecast to the production. So here the way that I explained, you have the planning data basically in COPA. Right? That planning data can come from market forecast, and the forecast may be from the sales force on the field, and they can feed the data into a planning by Excel upload, or or manually uploading the data there. So you will have pretty much the data in COPA module from the planning perspective. And once the data is loaded, the quantities are loaded, and then you can have pretty much gross gross profit margin analysis by plan data, and then so that is the beauty of COPA module, right? So within this module, you can have, for the planning itself, you can have a gross profit margin analysis. So once you are satisfied with what you are expecting, and then it's now the time to transfer the data back to SOP module here. So SOP module is nothing but sales operational planning. So that module will get the data from COPA, and that's also called rough cut planning in SOP module. And you can look at the data, like for example, sales here, 600 quantities, 100 quantities, 100 quantities, like this for every month. Okay, and then here basically the data is on the material and plant and version here. So this particular material you're going to sell, so 600 quantities, 100 quantities, and like 100 quantities, like this. So, and then that is what the sales operational planning, right? And once the data is available, and that can be transferred to production plan, and from there you can start producing the the quantities in SAP, so that you can deliver them to the customer. Okay? So that is the overall flow from the sales forecast to SOP module through a COPA module, right? And in SOP module, you will have only quantities and no revenues, nothing, because you talk about only quantities in the production as well as in SOP module. Whereas in the planning of COPA, here you can have a gross profit margin analysis, revenue, discounts, and all other data that you can compare with your previous values here. Okay. So again, it's the demo that I'm going to show. So in the demo, I'm going to show you planning framework and SAP, like now COPA plan by product, and then before transfer the data to SOP module, uh, we will have that data there, and we'll look at the data and transfer quantities from um, from COPA to SOP, and then again we show the data there. Okay, so that is the overall demo going to be. Again, let's look at SAP that I'm going to see, and here like I'm going to counting here, rolling, and for profitability analysis module and planning data here, and transaction code very data, right? I'm just entering operating concern, and here I'm going into SOP planning framework, the levels. Like in all these details, detailed training will be there, but I'm just showing you here how the data looks like. For example, data for company code, distribution channel, period, product, and record type, and sales organization here. So this is the data looks like. This is entered data already. So if you see here, by every month we have the plan data by this particular product P-100. so here, all these data details like 4774 is the data which is appearing. So for a moment, let's go to SOP module and look at the data there. And for SOP module is part of production planning. So I'm going to logistics, production, and SOP module here, sales operation planning, and then planning. And then I'm going into display of the data, which is MC89. Here I'm entering the P-100 and 3000 plan. And I'm looking at the data here. You see here the data, sales data like 1200, 700, like this, the data which is available. Okay. So this is, before we, again, it was earlier transfer. So now what we will do is I'm going back to, the module here. So let's say I'm entering in the month of March, like 5,555. Okay. And in the month of April, 4,444. Maybe, month of March, let's say 3,333, and April, let's say 5,554, right? Like just to differentiate the data here. So I'm posting that, 33334444 and 5555. Okay. So this data is right now not there here for March, April, May. So I'm just saving this data. So now this data is posted in COPA, and then I will go back to COPA with the planning, accounting, controlling, profitability analysis here, planning, data planning, and transfer plan data from like COPA module to SOP module. Here, this is what I'm talking about. KE1E transaction. So I'm using this and entering the period like from 1 to 12 and version 0 and the record type here. Okay. What I'm transferring like product in character data and order quantity. So where I'm translating, this is SOP inactive version. I can enter the version text here. And I'm reviewing the test run here and selecting the data. So here, selection parameters, again, this is configurable. In SAP, we can configure exactly what details are needed for selecting the data. So basically, I'm giving here the product and executing this. Once I execute the data, so now what happens? The data which was here earlier, but the data, if I go back and again, here, you see now you can see 3,333, 4,004, like 44, 5,555. So if you carefully observe this data just now passed from COPA module, right? So COPA module which was here to SOP module. So that is the beauty of transferring the data from SAP and COPA module to production, like the production planning through SOP module, right? So this way, basically what you did is that like you posted the data in SOP module through COPA module. So again, summary, like now we looked at the planning framework, and then we looked at the product here, and we looked at like now the plan in COPA itself. Later on, we passed the data into SOP module, and we looked at the data there. Okay. So that summarizes the entire process end to end from the SOP data passing perspective. Um, so again, as I mentioned, like if you're interested in, please contact us. Again, our number is 619-800-1235, and you will get best of the best SAP FICO implementation and support and specialized support and training services uh, in SAP area. Okay, thank you very much for